What's up, y'all? Phil James. I know a lot of my subscribers have probably already started checking into the Hurricane Irma damage. Well, I'm about to show you some footage real quick of St. Martin, and that's down there in the Caribbean islands, the Virgin Islands and all that, you know what I mean, down there in that area. Okay, Irma is without a doubt and legit the strongest hurricane to ever occur in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so when this thing hit this island that I'm about to show you this footage from, the wind speeds were at 200 miles per hour. Now, that is insane for a hurricane. I mean, this, I've said it. This is legitimately like the movie Geostorm that's not even out yet, come to life. That is what this is. This is absolutely sickening. So, prepare yourself. Turn this down for copyrights. Screw it.
Overnight images, Hurricane Irma, the most powerful Atlantic hurricane in recorded history, slamming that Caribbean island overnight. Brand new video showing the Category 5 storm with winds hitting over 200 miles an hour the moment it hit St. Martin.
That video is unreal, and it is now on the move, heading straight towards the U.S., towards Florida. Governor Rick Scott activating the National Guard, declaring a state of emergency as the monster storm, packed with winds of over 180 miles per hour, inches closer to the U.S.
Our own Adam Plotz tracking its path right now, giving us updates all morning. Good morning, Adam. Okay, good morning, guys, and this one is a big one. Now take a look at this, 35 miles east-southeast of St. Martin, moving that direction at 16 miles an hour, so those folks need to be taking cover. Will likely already have winds still at 185 miles an hour. Once we move through the Lesser Antilles, San Juan, Puerto Rico is up next, likely passing by in the overnight hours tonight, as that's the system that they'll be dealing with. And no surprise here, we're looking at all the islands now under hurricane warnings. Puerto Rico tonight again, then moving on to the Dominican Republic, Haiti, all just north of these islands, running through the Bahamas then coming up next. Guys, we're really looking at a Sunday morning timeline is when we're getting just south of Florida, and we'll have a better idea of where it's going to turn and who's going to be most affected. All right, Adam, thank you. Yeah, much.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, so Hurricane Harvey was bad in every single way that word can be used. Hurricane Harvey was bad. Like literally every definition of the word bad could be applied to Hurricane Harvey. But when you put Irma in the mix and compare the two, Irma can't even use the word bad, in my opinion, from what I've seen, okay? And we're not talking just bad. We're talking catastrophic, okay? I mean, this is absolute devastation. This thing is rolling right over, just flattening these islands, you know, smashing these islands down. You know, this thing is literally just tearing through. This thing, I've said it and I continue to say it, I seriously think this thing could take and wipe everything right off the panhandle of Florida. I mean it, really. 200 mile per hour wind speed, okay? That is absolutely brutal. So apparently a bunch of troops that were stationed down there in Florida in and around Key West and whatnot apparently a bunch of them have been moved far north up towards like Atlanta. So the evacuations are taking place. Why anybody would want to risk staying there, like in Florida's panhandle for this one, is beyond me. I cannot see a good reason, like, why to stay. I could not give you one, maybe not even two. You know, I mean, there's absolutely no reason to stay. So, you know, if you're watching this and you're in Florida and you're contemplating whether or not you should evacuate, okay? Just do it. Because this Harvey caused mass loss of life. This thing right here, this thing's going to do much more than just cause some loss of life. I mean, look at this devastation, you know, flooding, storm surge, wind speeds of 200 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? It keeps going. It keeps going and it keeps going. This thing, literally the strongest hurricane to ever come out of the Atlantic. So, I mean, you look at what there is to gain by staying. There's absolutely nothing to gain. Only something to lose, and that would be lives, okay? Your life and whoever else. I understand some people are not going to be capable of evacuating. I understand some people do not have the financial stability in order to evacuate or leave. I get that, you know, been there, right there with you. That's why I'm not down in Texas right now taking videos and figuring out what the hell is going on my own. That's exactly why I'm not down there. So, regardless, the point I'm making though right now, if you can leave Florida, leave Florida. Like, definitely leave Florida. There is no need to be there anymore. I mean, this is, you know, this is absolute crazy madness, you know, and at its worst. Like, this is absolute terrible. Like, I'm at a loss of words. I don't really know what else to say. I'm looking at this storm, the devastation it's causing, the catastrophe it's become, and I'm literally, like I said, basically at a loss for words. And it's only going to get worse, is, you know, like once it hits super densely populated areas like Miami and Florida, you know, we're looking at massive amounts of life just being wiped off, you know, like as simple as erasing a name off of paper. Like, that's what this is going to be. So if you can leave, I recommend you leave. They already started evacuating military personnel out of the Florida Keys and around there. Makes me wonder what NASA is going to be doing down there. I wonder if they're, you know, they have a test fire facility down there for, you know, their rocket boosters and whatnot, and a wet surface air cooler. Because if they do, there's a good chance they're firing that thing up just to do it, just to cause the most amount of damage they can, because they did it in Harvey. So if anybody finds anything on cloud seeding or wet surface air coolers running in Florida, be sure to email me and let me know, because we'll be on it. If so, we will be on it. But like I said, if you're in Florida and you're at the southern point of Florida, down south in the Panhandle, go as north as you can. As northwest, just basically at this point, it's just go as north as possible. I think it's going to hit, I think they said Monday at like midnight or just after midnight Monday. So you still have some time right now. So do what you got to do. If you're staying because you can't leave, make some preparations. And when I say that, I mean it. Make some major preparations. Sandbags, you know, board up your windows, reinforce everything you can, and inflate some stuff if need be. I mean, get some inflatable rafts, boats, whatever. Hold on one second. Sorry about the video feed cut. Taking care of a couple things right now. And I apologize about my thumb hitting just now. Wow. Sorry, running some maintenance right quick. Because apparently it won't be done otherwise. Yeah, I know, but what I was saying, right before I stopped the video, if you can't afford to evacuate, get out of Dodge, I recommend you reinforce as much as possible. You just reinforce everything you possibly can. And then on top of that, I highly recommend that you invest in some sort of inflatable raft or some sort of life jackets. I mean, those don't do a thing for you in 200 mile per hour wind, so just be as safe as possible. To anybody down there in Florida right now, in the Carolinas. The reason I keep saying Florida typically and only is because, the direct hit, as we know for now, is looking like it's going to be specifically and directly smack dab right up the center of the Florida Panhandle. absolute madness, guys. I mean it. Like, this thing is just destroying, ripping right through these areas. No problem whatsoever. Man, I really hope everybody that is down in these areas are safe. And I really hope that, you know, anybody who decided to stay, I really hope that they, you know, take the proper precautions for the devastation. This is from Climate State, the video. This is all fair use, by the way. All my videos are fair use. I'm just doing it for re-educational purposes, not trying to steal anybody's work. Go ahead and get the views out there for such a catastrophe for the people that have not seen it yet. Just, no, man. Like I said, I'm trying to, you know, take care of a couple things, but I'm also trying to do this video. But even if I was strictly doing this video, I still am at a loss for words right now.